Greetings all and welcome back to Globbits Gaming Channel. I haven't done a tank review in a while, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to do one. And this is the tank I've been grinding to for a very long time. The T54E1. It's the Tier 9 American auto-loading medium tank. Medium being in inverted commas. It's the size of a freaking house. Just to put it into perspective, let's just put it up against a similar Tier 8 heavy. Let's put it against a Tiger. Yeah, it's exactly the same freaking size as a Tiger. Okay, but size isn't everything, or so she tells me. Just going to run basically through the stats. I'm not going to do a complicated armor review because, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't give a fuck. You just shoot the damn thing and it explodes. It's not one of those tanks with anything sort of spectacular armor-wise, so it's not really a massive issue where you shoot it. If you shoot it anywhere with a Tier 8 gun, pretty much you're going to pen most of the time. But anyway, 1,750 hit points. Slightly more than the Tiger. But it will be because, hang on, IS8 would be better. IS8 with the stock turret's got 1,700. I think it gets like 1,800 with the upgraded turret. Mediums wise, where's my pattern? Where's he gone? Oh, I've moved him. I've moved him. Just quit to desktop there, just for lols. Yeah, the pattern's got 1,700, so it's got slightly more than its non-auto loading cousin. But slightly bigger. It does suffer a little bit with gun depression, but we'll come on to that later. It weighs in with my configuration of enhanced gun lane drive, vents, and avert stab. Okay, 54 tons. 54-ish. Let's round it up to 55. So 55 tons being shoved around by an 810 horsepower engine, giving it a reasonable power to weight ratio. I'm not going to go into it. At the end of the day, it shifts. I'm not really bothered. 43 kilometers an hour. Comparable with the pattern. The pattern for me feels a bit quicker. On paper, it's only a couple of kph in it, but the pattern feels generally quicker. I think the pattern's power to weight ratio is slightly better. Yeah, it is. It feels quicker, but the turning speed on this thing is pretty damn good. It's better than the pattern. It's nimbler, shall I say, mooching around corners and what have you, which I fall prey of a couple of times. I've crashed into things after playing my pattern, looking like a bit of a div. 110mm frontal hull armor. Yeah. It has got sloping, and you do manage to bounce it at extreme angles. But to be perfectly honest with you, the lower glacis is the size of a freaking continent. It's that big bit there. You're going to have problems if you're getting shot in this thing. I just realised that Burke sat there in the middle. Look at that. I'd like him on the cheek of the thing there, but never mind. 76mm at the sides. Yeah. Tracks are a bit meaty, though, so they do tend to absorb a few shots. Ain't no side scraper, that's for sure. And 35mm at the back. Yeah. If you get shot in the arse with HE, you're going bye-byes. Let's put it that way. The turret then, 127. Reasonably well sloped. The weak points for me, from what I've been getting penned with, just from my personal experience, all you experienced players out there, feel free to correct in the comments. This area here is a weak point. Your turret ring's huge. It's one of those oscillating or hoscillating turrets. Just looks funky and Gucci. The whole turret pivots rather than the gun itself. 127mm at the front. You ain't going to be stopping no Tier 8 heavy tank shells with this bad boy, that's for sure. Or Tier 9 even, so don't even bother getting shot by him. 76 at the side, 69 at the side, sorry. Yeah, HE, even for high-end HE. I can quite happily go through this. If you get hit by artillery, you're going to get wrecked. A direct hit's going to wreck you. And 50mm at the rear. Now, the guns. The stock gun is exactly the same gun as you get on the T69, which is the Tier 8, which I had a hell of a game with. I wanted the C69 for so long, because I thought, you know what, because I used to play, well, the clan used to play 7v7, 742. We still do, but the T69 for me in randoms just does not cut it. I've sold the T69. I always play IS3s mostly in team battles, but I didn't bother getting it. I just sold it to pay for this thing. Basically, what you get is one extra shell in the magazine, and it reloads faster. The gun, the 90mm at the T69 at Tier 8 level was inadequate. Well, not inadequate, average, and at Tier 9 it just does not cut the mustard. You have to, with 173mm of pen at the front, standard AP rounds, you have to be banging HE if you're shooting anything above Tier 8. If you want to effectively penetrate medium to long ranges. Short ranges, which is pretty much what this thing's for, it's not too bad. The problem you have with this, you've only got 5 shells with a 240 average damage, so even on a good day, you're only going to be doing 1250. You're at Tier 9 now, you can basically blow your load on a tank and there's no chance of killing it. most tanks. Even you can't even take out an IS-3. All right, but with the 105, which I've got to, which is fantastic. It's a long grind to the 105. It takes a hell of a long time to grind to this. It's a long grind. You get 4 shells, okay, with a 2.22 second reload in between shells, with an overall reload of 36 seconds. So you can basically bang off all 4 shells in about 8 seconds, which is pretty good. There's 2 types of ammunition, your AP and APCR. I always carry a couple of clips of APCR just in case. I don't know, it's just when you have to penetrate, when you really, that extra 40 mils doesn't sound like a lot, but you tell me that when you're going up against the side of a mouse or the side of an E100. You know, 210 sometimes just doesn't cut the mustard. You do have to plan your reloads. There is no HE option with this tank, but to be perfectly honest with you, I very rarely take HE in an auto-loading vehicle. I do in some other vehicles like my IS-3. I always take at least a couple of rounds of HE just in case you need to reset some caps and you can't be arsed actually aiming. You just want to hit them. Dispersion at 100 meters, the accuracy is not great, and a 2.9 aiming time. Hence why I've gone with vert stab and a lane drive to basically try and reduce that aiming time down. And the dispersion in between shots is quite significant as well. Basically, the reticle gets bigger every time you fire. But what auto loaders are actually for, is basically you need to pick your fights and you need to dictate the pace of the fight. You basically want to go around a corner, unload your clip at somebody, hopefully bounce their shell and back in time before they actually chance to reload. You don't want to be getting in dogfights with heavies with this thing. This is a medium tank. Even when you get up to the T57 heavy, which I cannot wait for. If this tank is anything like this vehicle, I cannot wait to get it. Apparently the T57 just to this one's bigger brother, and oh God's alive, this thing's good. Anyway, yeah, you want to unload your clip and basically get back as quick as you can. Now with your traverse speed and your power to weight ratio, you can do that quite effectively. It's not a bad vehicle. Rate of fire 5.6, but whatever, it's an auto loader. Turret traverse 36, combined with the 46 traverse of the hull, you can spin this thing around on a sixpence sometimes, and it's got a 400 meter view range. Oh, it's up there with the Patton. The Patton has, I believe, the same. No, Patton's 410. So this thing's got a slight less view range than the Patton, but to be perfectly honest with you, it doesn't really matter. And signal range is irrelevant. What crew fit have I gone with? I've gone for your standard fit of consumables, 28 rounds of AP, 8 APCR. For crew skills, I've gone with 6 Sense and Recon to try and increase that represented there. Extra 20 meter view range. I've gone with Deadeye and Snapshot. Snapshot aids your accuracy when you're turning and traversing your turret. Deadeye basically does extra chance to do crits. I've gone for clutch braking and off-road driving to increase the mobility, and the only thing you need on your loader is safe stowage. Next crew skill I'm going to do, I'm probably going to get either for repairs or convert these second skills into Brothers in Arms and start these skills again. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. I don't think Brothers in Arms will have that much of an effect on the performance of the tank, but we'll wait and see. So, I've got one game to show you, and I've literally... The time reads 1933. I've actually had this game about 12 minutes ago, and I'm buzzing, which is what made me want to do this quick replay. Let's just get into the game. Check this out. Right then, let's get into the reason why I wanted to show you this replay. I've been asked lots of questions about this since I unlocked it. Like, guys, what do you think about it? Well, Globbs, what do you reckon to this tank? What do you reckon to the T54? Well, hopefully this is going to explain everything. I'm thoroughly enjoying this vehicle. Now, I do make a couple of tactical cock-ups here. I'm not going to, I'm no expert at this game in any way, shape or form. I just shoot shit and stuff dies and I get good scores. Special shout-out has to go to the SU-12244 driver on our team. Big shout-out to him. I can't pronounce it. Gizlane. Gizlane01. If you're watching this, buddy, thanks very much for your help in this replay. So, this tank has a 30-odd second reload time. It's about 33 seconds with my crew and setup. Unfortunately, Jimbo's doesn't work on the replay system, so you just have to watch the bar increase. It's not exactly a massively long reload. It's no 5100 reload, that's for sure. Then again, you do only get 4 shells, and the accuracy isn't that fantastic. So, what am I going to do? We're on an encounter map, and there's the turning that I mentioned in the review. Always catches me out, that extra little bit of turning. I was playing the Patton previous to this game. The Patton doesn't turn that quickly, so it caught me out. I was going to blame it on a lag spike, but I thought, fuck it, I'll just, So we spot a Panther. you know, it's a good idea to just have a look-see and see if I can get some damage on him. I'm in no rush whatsoever to get into the town on my own. There's an E75 on the enemy team, and there's lots of dangerous TDs. See, there's that accuracy. Yeah, never mind. He's getting absolutely crushed on that flank. So what do I do now? Well, I don't want to stick around for the Panther. I can't be arsed sitting here, so I pop a reload. I always press F8 when I reload, just in case there are actually anybody with half a brain cell on their team that'll know that I can't help them for the next 34 seconds. I just want you to have a look at the team deployment at the moment. Okay. Our IS-8 has decided to hang around in the 1 diamond. He's a red player. Not going to take anything away from him. Okay, he's still learning. He's still under 10k games, 365 efficiency. So the only other tier 8 heavy, oh sorry, the only other tier 9, sorry, is me, and I'm a medium, and they've got an E75 who isn't that bad. He doesn't look too bad at all. We've gone quite heavily onto the field. The town's not that greatly supported, and this dictates what I wanted to do. I don't want to go get myself in a bit of a mess. There's a dangerous French artillery piece. Yeah, the tier 8 artillery, the Lorraine. The Tiger nails that Panther. And I'm basically sitting out in the open here to type a message to our friend the IS-8. Get in the town. Now, he's got no place out there on the flank. What the Christ is he doing? He's got no gun depression. Anyway, so I'm on my Todd. We spotted the Tiger, so there's a good place that I need to head. I've just reloaded, so let's see if we can unload some pain. So I've got a Tiger supporting me. Pop around the corner. I don't want to get too aggressive. Not going to do things. And I absolutely bobbed my pants as soon as I saw that guy there. If that guy had been there, I'd have been in serious trouble. But thankfully, he's down in the low ground on that wall. So I have a bit of a look-see. Pop back straight away. I haven't seen anything. The Tiger's shooting the hell out of that Tiger. He's got help. And I spot a 12244. Now this is what you do in a T54. First round hit. You donk your second shot because you're a scrub. And then you take him out. That's what Autoloader Play 101 is. And the artillery plants a good shot into me, thankfully only taking a track for a glancing hit. And then I tell my team where I think the artillery is. He's got to be there. That's the only way he could hit me with that shell from there. So he's pretty much around that kind of area. So I still don't want to push into the town. I'm not 100% sure where the enemy team are sort of dedicating themselves, their deployment. And I noticed the T20. He's basically harassing our rear guard, if you like, and the Borsig can't get shots on him. What he basically does, this T20 driver, another shout out to another player, this T20 driver really did cause me a fucking arm nightmare. Basically, I made a bit of a mistake here. I went chasing after him. I think his idea of his run there, I don't know if he actually meant to do it, but it was actually to draw tanks out of their positions, and he succeeded because look what's happening. Yeah, we've got a little logjam going on. So, and he starts to cap, but I don't want to go around this corner, because what you don't want to do on this map, guys, if there is a heavy tank, look at that lane there, there's usually a side-scraping heavy, similar to an E75 maybe, or a Tiger 2, etc, etc, etc. If they side-scrape properly, as soon as you come around that corner, so what I do, is I stick my track out, and have a bit of a look, nothing's there, drop back in, no intention of being there, there's nothing there, Sixth Sense didn't go off, so there's nothing there, so I have to take the long way around. Don't want to risk going down that lane yet. Don't want to get caught out. Artillery's still got a hard on for me. They'll still be looking for me because if he's got stats, I will be, inverted commas, one of the more dangerous players he needs to take out. And everybody likes shooting at American mediums. And there's his T20 again. The Borsig's covering that side, so I decided to look through there, see if I can see anything through the cap circle. Nothing spotted. There's your T20. Borsig nails him. I miss, and I get smashed by a Jagdpanther 2. But I can use my drum to finish off the T20. Get myself arty safe as best I can. Pop a reload. Tell everybody. Yeah. And I'm still cutting around. I'm still thinking. Now I notice the C75 is pressuring these guys over here. So I've got about 20 seconds till I reload. And I really wanted to get across here and help this Tiger out. Unfortunately, he gets nailed. I'm just going to have to watch the C75 roam free. Unfortunately, I'm reloaded. There's nothing I can do. I've told my team, and I'll do it again. I spot the E75. I want to give him something to shoot at. I want his attention on me, but he's not bothering. He's just going beeline straight for my guys. Now, I check this out. I've got a Tiger and an E75. Well, the Tiger's a closer threat, and he's behind all those guys there, so I need to use my clip to kill him. 1300 health. First one goes in. Second one goes in on his track. third one goes in, and unfortunately I need to use the fourth. But I've made it so that these guys can now do a runner away from E75, but I've now got a 30-second reload, which seems like an age. And I'm just watching these guys through the house, and I'm just thinking, fucking come on. E75's basically wrecking these two. SU-12244, however, sets him on fire. Absolute hero play from this SU-12244. Absolute hero play. The E75 didn't pack a fire extinguisher. Amazing. Right, so what to do now? 2 tank destroyers in the town. So this is where I use my zoom out mod. And this is why this zoom out mod is useful. I'm going to look to see which way they're looking. Now, I can't quite see over the buildings, so they were reversing. Now I would have thought that they'd have turned round and gone round the other way. So what I do is I basically make a bit of a donkey move here, come around the corner and think, fuck, they're all here. Now I'm very, very lucky that the SU-122 was firing heat there. If he'd have been firing AP, that'd have been GG, game over. He did take me down to quite low health, and I did manage to bounce the Jagdpanther 2. Let's just take a quick look there, just see where that shell actually bounced. Where did he hit me? On the front plate, on the top plate. See that? Because it was so extremely well angled, well, not well angled, I didn't mean to, I was playing like a fucking scrub. But I went round the corner, and thankfully my upper plate, due to skill or luck or whatever, was actually angled at a thing where the 127mm armour didn't actually matter to the Jagdpanther 2. The Jagdpanther 2's gun can easily penetrate my upper glacis from the front. Anyway, so we're about two-thirds of the way through the reload. I'm just checking these archers. I'm not going to let this bugger get behind me. Now this is where the 122 really pulls his weight. He's on full health. I don't want to go around this corner because the Jagdpanther 2 is going to be facing this way. So I just wait, my reload, and he proxy spots him. And I have a bit of a look-see, and he's looking this way. I go out, see if I can get a sneaky shot on him. No. Now, this is where I got to make a decision. Do I carry on with 3 shells, or do I pop a reload? These are the decisions you have to make when you're playing an autoloader. And I decide not to at this stage. Now, I'm wondering and umming and ahhing what I'm going to do here. The SU-122 and the Jagdpanther 2 are basically in a bit of a stalemate here. And I go around this way to help the SU to see if I can see which way the Jagdpanther's facing. And he's reversing. He's come out the cap circle and artillery's interested. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to nip around the side and basically flank him. Now, doesn't exactly go according to plan. Somehow I get spotted. I think I was proxy spotted. Alright, when I went round. The Jagdpanther 2 must have 50-metre spotted me. Now I am in all kinds of shit now. I've got to use the mobility of the tank. Put a shot into him. I'm going to slow the replay down quite a bit now. This poor Jagdpanther 2. Boom! He shoots. And he takes out my track. Slowing my tank round. The artillery's already fired. And I've still got 2 shells left. This guy's dead. Full flush shot on the lower glacis. Unfortunate pal. How lucky was I? I'm not going to take anything away from that Jagdpanther 2. That guy was so unlucky, it's unreal. RNGesus really was not with that guy. I even stopped. Okay, I stopped mid-track. Okay, and I say unlucky. You know, hey-ho, one of those things. Now, we're in the late game. Now, what a lot of players do at this stage in the late game, we're 3-on-2. Sorry, 4-on-3, sorry. I want to stick together. What we don't want to happen is for us to go 1-on-1 and basically get spotted, like that 87, and get annihilated. Awesome. Check his chat log out. Just keep an eye on chat. So, let's go cap, was my decision. Right, we've got 2 enemy tank destroyers, one of which is very, very slow. Alright, and one is which is pretty nippy. Okay, the Jagdpanther, and we've got an 87 as well, and the artillery. Check out fail hero there. Fucking arty camper. Well, I'm sorry pal, what's he gonna do? Shotgun everybody? So I tell the SU-12244 driver, let's get in the cap, mate. Let's make him come to us. Now, what do you do at this stage? Well, I'm on low health, and I've really got to make sure that I don't get spotted by anything. I'm getting some encouragement from Jim Boom 1 there in the Borsig. Big shout out to him as well. He helped us in the early stages of the game. I'm going to sit in the cap and I'm going to wait for these 2 tank destroyers to come to us. And hopefully they'll take the bait. Now, the 12244 makes an absolute classic mistake here. Where he's sat, okay, he's going to sit in a likely camping spot. He's sitting in one of the bushes. Alright, he's going to sit in one of these bushes. Or does he sit in the bush? I don't remember. But he's basically just going to sit out in the open and sit in an obvious space. For me, that's quite obvious. That's where I'd sit in a tank destroyer if I was going to camp in that cap circle. So what I'm doing now is I'm basically shuffling up and down this thing, trying to spot these two tank destroyers as they come in. I want to get the first shot off, hopefully to aim for a track shot or something like that. But I've got 400 alpha damage. The Jagdpanther is a one-shot kill. The 87, however, hasn't been spotted for the entire game, so I have to assume he's on full health. He's going to take an entire clip of ammo to kill. I believe the 87 has about 1200 hit points, which is pretty good, 250 I think. So I'm going to struggle with him. So I need to take these guys on one-on-one. Now, this is the tactical decision I make a mistake of. Look at me in chat. I said, Artie, come and help Cap. Now, to his credit, he does it. But it was a bit of a mistake. Or was it? We'll see as the battle unfolds. Now, he actually responds and he starts coming. Now, my spidey sense is twitching. My ass is going like a rabbit's nose now. I'm thinking, I'm actually panicking at this stage. I'm thinking, shit, where are these guys? You know, the Jagdpanther could be here by now. Where the hell are they? Holy shitbags, he's there. Right, okay, cool. Boom. Bounce the first shot. Wouldn't be Globs without drama. And take him out from third person. And there's the 87. Oh, fuck my life. Around the corner, get around the corner. That's your mobility, ladies and gentlemen. That's your mobility. Now would be a good time for a reload. Now, what would you do in this situation? You know you've got an 87 down here. He's going to take a fucking eternity to get across here. I decided to go hunting artillery. I don't know why this flash of genius came to me. I have a little peek through here. Double check, see if I can spot him again. If I can get a couple of shells into him, that'd be great as he's approaching. And the artillery nails SU-12244. Absolutely amazing shot from artillery there. And I actually congratulate him in chat about it as well. Very, very good. Wrong chat to start with. Now, artillery's nailed my only tank destroyer. My artillery's going to cap, hopefully drawing the 87. So what do I need to do? Well, I need to go kill that guy. Because that guy's got RNGs on his side. And you can't compete with luck, as the Jagdpanther 2 found out. So, hey-ho, off we pop. Now, I do get a bit of stick from this in chat by our friend in the 87. Basically, I know that 87 is going to be a while before it gets into the cap circle. I've got to go nail this artillery piece. I cannot fight an 87 101 while worrying about artillery as well. So I decided to go into the field. Now, I don't know what kind of fucking petrol they put in that 87, but that guy made good time into the cap circle. Unfortunately, it takes out my artillery. However, this does work to my advantage. I know that he is over 400 metres away. There is no way this guy can catch me. So I'm pretty much one-on-one with the artillery at the moment. And if you look at the timer, this is an encounter battle. He cannot win by capping. Awesome for me. Does he realise? Does he fuck? Where's he going to sit? You guessed it. In the cap circle. You stay there, chap. I'll be with you in a minute. Where's your friend in the artillery? I'm going to deal with him first. Now, my first impression, my first inkling was he was up in these bushes. But I haven't been spotted yet. And I only get spotted when he spots me. Don't have time to aim. I fire clutch and fortunately take out the artillery piece. One-on-one then. This is why I carry clips of APCR ammunition. Okay, that 87 has a frontal hull armour of around 200mm. Alright, I cannot afford to be firing banging standard AP rounds. I decide this halfway across the field when I reload my skill rounds. This is the only time I will use skill rounds in most games. It's these kind of situations where I think a couple of clips of gold shells are more than applicable. You may disagree with that, I don't give a shit, because without them I probably wouldn't have won this game. So anyway, nearly reloaded. Which attack route do I go? Well, I'm all for obvious. You know, looking at the player, he's not been spotted the entire game, he hasn't really done anything apart from kill artillery. I'm going to go for the obvious route. I need to spot him first. I can take, well, I can't really take any hits from him really, but you know, I'm hoping that little bit of Lady Luck's going to be on my side here. Was this a misplay? Probably. This is the mistake I think I make. I come around the corner, have a little spot at the edge of the cap circle, don't see him. Let's have a bit of a look-see around the corner. I just need to spot him. That's all I need to do. I just need to see him just to know where he is. And there he is. And he fires clutch and he bounces. I know I've got some time. Aim for his weak points. And he bounces again. and I can load my third shell. I plant it straight through the middle. Now AP, I doubt would have gone in there. So what I do, and this is my sneaky little trick, if he's looking at me now, which he probably is, I'm going to make it look like I'm going this way. Alright? I'm going to make it look like I'm going this way. Until he drops off my radar and completely, 100% double back. Because now he thinks I'm coming from the other direction. Watch the cap counter. I've got 35 seconds left. I'm a third left on my reload. He's a one shot. And he left the cap circle. And he's not in front of me. That means he must be going where I think I've sent him. I've duped him. I've duped him. Go for it, Globbs. Go! Use the speed and mobility. He's going that way, thinking I'm going to come from that direction. I proxy spot him. You ain't turning from there, son. Oh yeah! Alright, let's look at the post-game stats on that one then. And here we have the post-game stats. Goes without saying, I'm going to get a plethora of medals for this bad boy. Okay, unfortunately, that was not my ×2. The ×2 victory for this day will never, ever be aired on any kind of social media in any way, shape or form. Basically, I died in the first 30 seconds. This was my next game after my first game. So, I managed to net 2,107 experience and 72,000 credits. Doesn't really seem that much, but this isn't a ×2. This is just standard. Mastery badge. Spartan, Bradley Walters, High Caliber, Top Gun. Let's have a look at how much damage I actually did. 5,749 damage with 8 kills and a base experience of 1405. I was top tier as well. Not trying to, you know, wow, look at me. But if you are top tier, you earn less experience per point of damage if you're shooting at lower tier tanks. You're blowing up Tigers and things like that in this thing. You're not going to get that much experience. Just to put it in perspective, the SU-12244, who basically two-shotted an E75, got half the experience that I did. In fact, slightly more than half by killing one vehicle and doing 1,800 damage. So that, if your top tier is only 2 tier 9s, that's not a bad score as far as I'm concerned. If we'd been in a tier 10 game, I'd done exactly the same damage, that score would be much higher. Didn't earn myself a lot of credits though. Only 14,000 credits because those APCR rounds, fuck, they cost. The tank costs 18,000 to repair pretty much, and 41,000 credits were spent on ammunition. To answer your question, I love it. I think this tank is amazing. I wouldn't know. It's not amazing. It's good. It's worth the grind. It's worth, because if the T57 is even a sliver as good as this thing, I can't wait. 250,000 experience is going to be an absolute pleasure with this vehicle. I hope you enjoyed that review, guys, and the replay. Do you want me to do more things like this? Do you want me to do more reviews or what? Do you like them? Are they in-depth enough? Do you want to do a bit more in-depth? I mean, I don't really like going any more depth, really. But it's just my own opinion. The replay competition, I have a folder full of emails. It's absolutely amazing. I might have to get myself an Eddie. Don't be afraid to send your replays in. What we're going to do... in fact, no, I'll leave that for a separate video. I'm going to make a separate video in a moment. We'll leave that to the end. Okay, I'll leave that with you guys. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.